Hey everybody, it's me, Gregor Manarino. How are you today? It is Wednesday, October 4th, 2017. Alright, cash is moving around this market. I want to talk about stocks, gold, silver, dollar, debt, a whole bunch of things. So, this market lately is out of control. I think you know that. It seems to have nowhere to go but higher. However, there should be no surprise to any of you that follow this blog. I have been outlining this for you. I've been pretty much telling you what the market's going to do before it's doing it. Now, things are changing a little bit, so that's what I want to talk about here. What is continuing is this sell-off here in the bond market. Cash continues to leave the bond market. Again, it's going to look for some place to go. And all of you understand what I've been saying lately. Again, it doesn't go to money heaven. It's going to look to go into different assets. Now, this run up here in the stock market, especially lately with record high after record high, has been quite entertaining. And I'm not saying it's going to stop here. I don't believe it is. There may be a point soon where the market pulls back a little bit. I hope so. You know how to play that. Again, buy these dips. Now, let's talk about a couple of other things. The dollar. For just about a month now, the US dollar has been in pretty much almost a screaming uptrend. But we also understand that the dollar has been more or less in a longer term downward trajectory since December. So we got this bounce here. The bounce is on pure speculation that the Fed is going to do something with regard to monetary policy, normalizing it. The Fed is not going to do anything meaningful here, people. Nothing. As a matter of fact, I wrote a short article this morning on Steemit about this. So what does it mean? Okay, it's important. Being that we all know, and it's no secret, Janet Yellen, that they cannot do anything meaningful here with regard to strengthening monetary policy, raising interest rates, normalizing their balance sheet. It's just not going to happen. And again, in any meaningful way whatsoever. So the dollar here, I think the dollar is topping out. Okay, that's what I'm trying to get to. So the dollar is going to fall back under pressure. It's just a logical conclusion. The Fed, it's just insane. Month after month after month after year, they have been missing their inflation targets. They can't hit them, no matter what they try to do. But they are determined to hit them. They keep making it as plain can be, to me at least, and should be to you, that they're going to continue to hurt the dollar, steal its purchasing power. So this bounce that we've had on speculation that the Fed is going to do something, I think the dollar is going to start selling off sometime soon. It's under a little bit of pressure here today. Now, let's talk about the movement here of cash a little bit further. So metals have been getting hurt as the dollar has been going up. You see what I'm talking about here, right? So the sale that we have been seeing with regard to metals may end relatively soon. So if you're thinking about adding to your stacks, now's the time to do it. In my opinion, always do your own research about this. I think the dollar has a high probability of falling under some pressure here, and that will force metal prices higher. Understand? There's always kind of an inverse relationship there. Now again, going back to the stock market, cash coming out of that bond market, going to look for places to go, people. It's going to go into stocks. Now I'm not saying the stock market is going to continue going straight up. As a matter of fact, as I am doing this video blog, it's kind of early here on the west coast of the United States. The Dow Jones Industrial Average hit another intraday record high. I don't know where the market's going to end today or tomorrow. I don't know. The trajectory here still seems to be higher. There's got to be a point where we level off. But with cash coming out of bonds, it's positive for the stock market. Also, what also is positive for the stock market? What I've been talking about this whole video, a weaker dollar. So there again is another setup here for the stock market to continue to move higher. it's not that hard to capitalize on this price action of the markets and everything else if you just could kind of logically deduce the most likely spots where cash is going to move. If it's coming out of some place, it's going to look for another place to go. If the dollar is getting weaker, you can expect metals to go higher. Now, none of this is written in stone, obviously, but it can give you a really good idea of how things are going to play out moving forward. Now, another thing to keep in mind is none of this, what I'm saying, is going to happen in the blink of an eye. Some of this takes a few days to play out, or even a few weeks to play out. But that's part of this. You have to remain calm, cool, collected, and patient. All right, it's just so important. And don't let your emotions rule you. Okay, you cannot let your passions be your master. Understand? Once you do that, it's over for you. In any aspect of life, it's the truth. All right. So with that said, I think I pretty much summed up what I think is going on here and where things are going to go moving forward, so you know what to do. All right, that's what I'm all about here. I want to lay this stuff out for you so you can get a handle on, hey, you know what, maybe I should do this and maybe I should do that, because again, there is no reason at all why we should not lay down here like sheep and be fleeced. We have to use this to our advantage. I promise you that's what the big banks are doing. And I promise you that's what I'm doing, and that's exactly what I want you to do as well. All right, with that said, I'm going to let you go. I will. I'll see you tomorrow. Over and out.